In 1987, Ron Gilbert and Art Wildemunder, two programmers from LucasArts, decided to create a script-based engine that will help them to develop graphic adventure games. After months of hard work, Scum, or Script Creation Utility for Maniac Mansion, was finally born. The first game to use this new script engine was obviously Maniac Mansion. Soon, other LucasArts games followed, including Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Loom, Passport to Adventure, The Secret of Monkey Island, Sam and Max Hit the Road, and The Dig. The last game to use Scum was The Curse of Monkey Island. In 1992, Ron Gilbert left LucasArts and took with him Scum to form Humongous Entertainment. There, he developed the Scum scripting language some more and used it to create a number of popular and successful games, including Big Thinkers Game, Blue's Clues games, Fatty Bear games, Freddy Fish games, Pajama Sam games, Putt Putt games, and a number of backyard sports games. In October 2001, the interpreter ScummVM was created by a couple of Scum fans in order to recreate the original Scum engine. At first, fans were mostly interested in playing LucasArts classic Scum games. Through sheer effort and reverse engineering, they eventually got several games working, including the Monkey Island series games and Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. Eventually, all the LucasArts Scum games became supported in ScummVM. Throughout the years, ScummVM has expanded to include various game engines. In fact, with their 20th anniversary celebration release in October 2021, well over 70 game engines and over 250 games are now supported in ScummVM version 2.5. What's more, there are many commercial titles that incorporate ScummVM with their games. In this tutorial, you will learn how to set up, test, and run ScummVM for Batocera using freeware games in a commercial game. I will also share with you a freeware pack that is already pre-configured and ready to use in Batocera's ScummVM. Are you ready? Let's do it. Greetings everyone and welcome to Batocera Nation. So delighted that you could join us here today. So this is due to popular demand. I've got a lot of requests to do ScummVM for Batocera. So let's go ahead and go to the wiki page on the Batocera website for ScummVM. And here you will find some basic information how to set everything up, including the fact, you got to put this on the ScummVM folder. And it also tells you, this is really important, it tells you that you have to create a dummy file with a code name. Okay, you can find that code name on this particular website. I'll show you that in a little bit. And that code name has to include the extension ScummVM. Okay, not the directory or the folder that contains the game, just the game itself. Okay, and I'll show you that a little bit. And this right here is the controls. You can use the left analog stick for a mouse, but I think keyboard and mouse is probably the best way to play this. But you can also play it with a gamepad. And again, the left analog stick would be the mouse. And the R1 trigger will open up the ScummVM menu. Okay. All right, so here we have the ScummVM website. And again, I will be providing links to all these tabs that you see here in my video description. So here again, here's the ScummVM website, and it gives you basic information about ScummVM. And again, as I mentioned earlier in my introduction, ScummVM was originally designed to play LucasArts games, but since then it has expanded to a number of different engines. On this particular page, you will see all the different engines that it does support now. You can see here the list is quite extensive. I think I counted about 74. So there are over 70 game engines that it does support. In terms of the actual games, these are the actual games that it does support in ScummVM. Over 250 games that it does support. Now, where can you find these games? So first off, we have the freeware games and where you can download them from, okay? Including GOG or ScummVM website or the developer's website. And then you got the commercial games as well. And these games, you can either find them on GOG website or Steam. But there's a way where you can purchase these games on GOG or Steam, and then you can copy some important files and have them run in Batocera ScummVM folder. Okay, and I'll show you that in a little bit with one example. Okay, here's some more games as well. So here's a whole bunch of games that you can purchase through Steam or GOG. All right, so here we have the main website, again, going back to ScummVM. And here we have the freeware games that you can download. And there's about 10 games here. And it turns out that some of these games are divided into two different formats. You got the CD version and the floppy version. You can see here that the CD versions have larger files, okay? And the main difference between both of them are the fact that the CD version has more multimedia files, including more audio files, in case you're wondering. So what I did, I created a CD version and a floppy version. I went ahead and I downloaded all these games. And I've got them already pre-configured to play in Batocera. This way you don't have to mess around trying to create all these dummy files that is necessary to create in order to get these games up and running in Batocera. In terms of dummy files you have to create, let's look at this one for example, Beneath a Still Sky. If you go over here, this page right here, again I will be providing a link. But here we have all the files, all the games, and it'll tell you what kind of support level it has, how compatible the game is with ScummVM. Either you got good or excellent, and these are your safe bet. And then we have here in this column the code name you have to use to create the dummy file. Without this information, you cannot create the dummy file. All right, so let's go back to our example, and we've got Beneath a Still Sky. Okay, we have to create a dummy file right here. Okay, so we go over here, and then we hit the Control F to search for the game. Type Sky, and there we have it, Beneath a Still Sky. And the code name is Sky. So this is the name of the file we have to create for the dummy file within the folder. So let's go back over here, and on the empty space, right-click your mouse, go to New, go to Text Document. Has to be text document. Backspace that, type Sky, the code name, and then the extension has to be ScummVM. ScummVM. And I'll ask you this, do you want to rename it? Yes, you have to rename it. And you got to do that for every single game. Let's go over here. You can see how I have here for Broken Sword, Return of the Templars, sword25.ScummVM. Go back over here. All right, so let's go back over here. Go back to Control F. You got Sky right there. Let's put sword, name of the game. And we don't want those two. That's not the right one. And there it is, Broken Sword 2.5. So the code name is Sword25. Go back over here, Sword25.ScummVM. Okay. Again, you gotta do that for every single game, freeware or commercial, for that matter. I have here my commercial game as well, A Curse of Monkey Island. We'll look at that a little bit later on. So again, we got the floppy version and there it is. The floppy version and the CD version. I went ahead and I created a zip file for both of them. This CD version, it's about 1.33 gigabytes. Okay, and the floppy version is 0.98 gigabyte. Okay, and you will find this again on our website at BatoCeraNation.com on the download section. Again, everything is already pre-configured for you to just plug and play. Go back over here. Once you unzip the folder, you go ahead and copy this folder right here into your ROMs folder within Batocera. And again, everything is pre-configured, ready to play. And you have the option again, either picking the floppy version or the CD version, depending upon how much hard drive space you have or don't have, for that matter. All right, let's go back to Chrome and let's go to GOG. Now, if you go to GOG and you use the search engine to type ScummVM, turns out no results are found. I don't know why they have that. But they should have made it easy for you to find all the ScummVM games within the GOG website. Now, I happen to know that this game, The Curse of Monkey Island, which is the classic LucasArts game, is found in the GOG website. So you can purchase this, and it'll tell you that this game is powered by ScummVM. You'll see right there. So I'm going to show you how you can take a commercial game, copy certain files, and make sure that they run within Batocera. Now on Steam, fortunately, if you use their search engine and you type ScummVM, a bunch of games will pop up. Okay, about 67 results. So for example, Freddy Fish, which is one of those humongous entertainment games, scroll down, you will see that this game uses ScummVM across Windows, Macs, and Linux. All right? So that's how you do it. Now, let me show you the Curse of Monkey Island. Okay, this is a GOG game, and I went back to this website, and I typed search feature, Curse, to find the game, and there it is, the Curse of Monkey Island. So the code name is COMI. Okay, and that gave me an important clue. I went back to the folder and I looked for it. Oh, there it is. And we got 3 files right here with a .lao 1 and 2. So I went ahead, I created a folder, Curse of Monkey Island, and I copied these 3 files into it. When I tried to run it in Batocera, I got an error message. And that's what you see on the screen right now. And that tells me that a certain file was missing. musdisk1.bun. So I went back to this folder right here to look to see if I can find it. And it turns out I found it in this folder, resource. And there it is. So I thought to myself, okay, let's go ahead and copy the entire folder into the Batocera folder. And there it is. Okay, and then I have to create the dummy file. So new text \comi dot ScummVM, and that's it. And then I was able to copy this into Batocera, and I got the game up and running. So you might have to do some detective work in terms of the files that you would need to copy from the commercial games that you already own or plan to buy. Okay, look for these strange titles based upon the code name. And then look to see if there's another folder you might have to copy. But you should be able to get these games up and running within the ScummVM in Batocera. All right, let's go ahead and copy all these files into a portable hard drive, and then load up Batocera, and let's get ScummVM up and running. All right, so we're back in Batocera. You can see here we already have ScummVM. We already have a game, Fly to the Amazon Queen. This is one of the freeware that's found on the ScummVM website, and one of the ones I also have included in my freeware pack. Now, the difference between this one and mine is I have an extra multimedia file. So you may want to just copy the actual file, or just go ahead and delete this folder and stick with a new folder. It's up to you how you want to do it. I'm going to show you which file is the extra file that's not included here. All right, let's go ahead and hit F1. Let's get out of this. Let's go into my portable hard drive. Let's go into my folder. And let's go into my ScummVM folder. Look at my CD version. And let's go Flight of the Amazon Queen. So here we have the extra file. It's an extra multimedia file that I found on the ScummVM website, queen.1c. And this one, again, is not found in the Batocera version. It's up to you whether you want to copy this one into the original folder. Here, right there. Copy right there. Or you might want to just go ahead and delete this one altogether and then just copy the ones I've got. Okay, it's up to you how you want to do it. All right, let's go back in there to my portable hard drive. And ScummVM, CD version, and copy this entire folder. Copy. And go into your, and copy it right there in your own folder, paste it. It's going to ask you want to replace it? Yes. Overwrite everything. All right. It's about 1.6 gigabytes. All right, so we're done. And let's go ahead, go into File, Close Window. And let's go ahead and press the Start button on your Gamepad. Go to Game Settings, Update Games List, and we're good to go. All right. So there we have 11 games. Let's go ahead. This one I had already scraped. Let's go ahead and scrape the rest of the games. Go ahead and press Start. Go into Scrape. And I'm scraping from Screen Scraper. And Start. All right, let's go ahead and back out of this, go into game settings, update games list. Okay. So I was able to find, I got a duplicate here. This one was not able to find. All right, found them all except for this one. Okay, this is a new game actually. So we're gonna have to go in there, change the title of that game. Let's go ahead and figure out which is which here. Hold on my A button. Going to edit this game's metadata. And that is the original one, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that one. And delete. Yes. Okay, now we have just one. All right. Let's go ahead and go into this one, change the name as well. So go ahead, hold down the A button. Go back into edit this game's metadata. And the title of this game is The Griffin Legend. Griffin Legend. All right. Save it. And there we go. All right. Let's go back up to the top. Beneath a Steel Sky. All right, let me go ahead and load up this game. And again, the default emulator is the RetroArch version with the fancy decoration. So let's go ahead and check it out.
The old man was trying to tell the future, looking for pictures in the campfire.
Oh, I see evil, evil, born deep beneath the city. Far from the light of day, I see it growing safe beneath a sky of steel, scheming in the dark, gathering strength. And now, oh, now the evil spreads, it sends deadly.
All right, if you press the start button on your gamepad, you'll have this little menu. And you can use, again, the left analog stick. You can resume the game, load, save. You can also go into options. And you have these options right here. I would not go into return to launcher or quit. If you want to quit the game, just hit the hotkey and the start button, and that will get you out of the game. Now for the Griffin Legend, I'm going to hold down the A button and then go into Create Pad to Keyboard Configuration because I want to customize the controls for this game. So for this game, we have the control button, which uses the item, and then we have the space, which attacks. So for that, I want to pick the B button to be the control button. And then I want the Y button to be the space bar. And there it is. Okay. And you can save that. And let me show you some gameplay. Now you can see there it did not work with the auto feature. So in RetroArch, this game does not work. You have to set it to the standalone version. To do that, go ahead and hold down the A button and go into Advanced Game Options, Emulator, go into ScummVM. And now it should work. All right, let me go ahead and show you the standalone version of ScummVM. So go ahead, hit escape, press F1, go into applications, and there it is right there. So here we have different options we can do, okay? You don't have to worry about adding game because that's not relevant. But options, go into options, and then you have these options right here. So graphics mode, you can put OpenGL, render mode. I've noticed this is probably the best one, VGA. Stretch mode, that is up to you. Fit to window, stretch to window, fit to window 4:3, okay? I may want to pick stretch to window. Scalar, I want it to be HQ, but you can pick different ones here, okay? And scalar here, I'll pick 3x, depending upon your hardware system. Full screen mode, and then apply. Game 3D renderer. OpenGL with shaders, or OpenGL by itself. 3D, I can put 4x. Maybe I can put 4x or 2x or 8x. I'm going to pick 4x. Apply. Okay. Then once you finish with the settings, just go ahead and go into Quit. Now go into File, Close Window. And let's go into... So, assuming I want to set all these games to the standalone version, I'll go into Advanced System Options, Emulator, pick ScummVM. All right. You also have an option here to create the pad to keyboard configuration. Depending upon the game, if it has certain configuration buttons that you need to press. All right. All right, let's go ahead and try this one. Fly to the Amazon Queen.
Well, King, you really know how to show a girl a good time.
It was just dinner and a movie. How was I to know that he'd get upset?
Big Hugh's got a thing about guys dating his girl. There's not much we can do now, Joe.
Well, Rita, how about one for the road? Did you hear that?
Hear what?
Sparky?
You know him?
Don't just stand there, guys. We gotta get out of here before Big U catches on. Too late. I'm one step ahead of you. Gentlemen, kill them!
Hey, watch where you put those hands, Buster.
Get them, and I want them dead. This time. That was close.
I gotta hand it to you, King. You certainly know how to end the night with a bang.
Shoot. I almost forgot. I have to pick up Faye Russell, the famous movie star, in less than 8 hours. Let's go, Sparky.
Will I ever see you again?
Only if you're lucky.
Alright, so I'll give you a little demonstration of what the standalone version is all about. Again, if you want to change the settings, just go back to applications and you can mess around with the settings that are found in options. Alright? It's up to you how you want to play things around. Now let's go back to my portable hard drive and let's go back into my ScummVM and let's go into the Curse of Monkey Island. Let's go ahead and copy that one. And put it right here. I want to show you the commercial games work as well. Alright, let's go ahead and close it out. Press start. Game settings, update games list, and it should be there. And there it is right there. Go ahead and scrape that one. Start, scrape, and scrape now, and start. Finished. Game settings, update games list, and there it is, scraped. Let's look at this game on the RetroArch version.
Captain's log. Guybrush Threepwood. Lost at sea for days now. I have no crew or navigational instruments. No provisions except a half-eaten corn dog, and unless I find water soon, I'm surely done for. Only the hope of finding my love, Elaine, keeps me going. My quest for the fabulous treasure called Big Whoop has left me in this sorry state. I thought it would bring me fame and glory. Instead, it delivered me into the clutches of my enemy, the zombie pirate LeChuck. I had thwarted his evil plot to marry Elaine, and he was after revenge. Really, really thirsty now. If only I could have a small drink of fresh water, I might have the strength to sail on. Oh, but I know there's nothing but ocean for miles and miles. If I could reach land, I might find water and some food. Fruit, maybe. Something to fight off the scurvy and help me get my strength back. Maybe some bananas. Oh, why do I torture myself like this? I might as well wish for some chicken and a big mug of grog for all the good it'll do me. Oh, my sweet Elaine. Am I cursed to starve here on this ocean without seeing your face just one more time? Am I...
As you saw there, it works quite well. So again, you can't play commercial games with ScummVM, but you only have to copy some certain folders, certain files for it to work successfully. One last thing before we wrap everything up. Let's go into the advanced settings for both emulators. So press selecting a gamepad, go into advanced system options, and for the standalone version, you don't have much options there. Most of those options are found in the standalone application, found in applications, okay, using your file manager. Now, for the libretto version, we've got several more options here. So for smooth games, in the past I've always chosen on, but it turns out a better comparison and different experimentation, I've discovered that things actually look better with off. Okay, so select off for smooth games. Shader set, I tend to choose enhance, but if you want more of the retro look, you may want to pick one of these instead. All right. If you have a 4K monitor, you may want to go ahead and turn it on. Graphics backend, I tend to leave it auto. If your gamepad has some dead zones, you may want to mess around with this right here, these settings right here. Gamepad cursor speed. If you're playing a high definition monitor TV and you're playing these games by 640 by 480, you may want to set the speed to 2 as the recommendation says. Okay. Speed hack. If you have a really slow computer, you might want to turn this thing on. Otherwise, leave it on auto. And create pad to keyboard configuration. This will set the keyboard buttons to be aligned with the gamepad. But again, remember, if you do it here, all the games will work in the same manner. So you may want to just do it on a game-by-game basis. And to do that, hold down the A button. And then from there, you can go into create keyboard configuration on a game-by-game basis. All right? Alright, so that should give you a brief glimpse of what ScummVM is all about. Again, you can play commercial games or you can play freeware games. Once again, I will be providing a link in my download section for the freeware games for ScummVM. You may want to check out those games. Okay, so that is a wrap. If you found this video useful, please go ahead and like it. That would really help me out with the YouTube algorithms. If this is your first time watching Batocera Nation, come and check out our website, batoceranation.com. And you can see all the consoles we have already created tutorials for. There's also a section there for newcomers. In case you have questions about Batocera and whether this is something you may want to use for your emulating needs. And you also might want to consider becoming a subscriber. I've got a lot more tutorials coming up real soon. In fact, my next tutorial, I'm debating whether I should redo the Steam tutorial because I've had a number of requests. People asked me to do it again because of the final changes that were introduced in Batocera 32 versus the beta version. So I might go that route. I haven't yet decided. In either case, I've got something coming out real soon. Thank you so much for watching Batocera Nation. I really appreciate your time, and I'll see you next time. Bye.